Hi, my name is Braden Coppage. Today I will be doing a reaction video about the Nacerina article. It is a depiction of American culture to outside cultures. So let's just hop right into this. Something that I took away from the article was things I did and didn't pick up on. There was a few things throughout the article that I struggled to really grasp mentally. One of them was they mentioned thrones in the beginning. I wasn't very sure on what they were talking about. I couldn't tell if it was about toilets or some other thing. They mentioned secrecy too. So if I had to guess, it would be about toilets, but I'm not 100% sure. Another thing that they mentioned was Letipso temples. That was a rough part that I just really didn't understand. I had a tough time just grasping that one as well. I don't really have like an idea either. Just was really confusing for me at least. Some things that I did pick up on though, they mentioned dentistry later on in the article. I think they mentioned like pig's hair on a stick, and there was a man that like goes into the mouths of people and like cause harm or something. I think that was about dentistry. And then they talked about therapy, about people talking their problems to a doctor. That was definitely about therapy and visiting a psychologist or seeking out help for mental issues. But overall, the entire article that I picked up on was that our ideologies throughout American culture just kind of skewed and weird. Some examples of that at the end they mentioned was, procreating, but procreating, trying not to have a baby and trying not to get pregnant. Another thing they mentioned was going on different programs and activities to get from fat to thin or thin to fat. That was also something that I very agreed with, that we do have some odd uh, cultural ideologies that would be very different from other cultures. So, when it comes to what I chose about American culture that I find would be very hard for other cultures to pick up on, was American football. Sports is one of the biggest pastimes in not only America but the world. A lot of people enjoy sports, whether it's baseball, soccer, basketball. It's very all of those sports are very nationalized, but American football isn't. It's mainly created in America. It's a very American sport. It's one of the most popular sports in America as well. And from an outside source, it's definitely hard to fully grasp. Just playing the sport, you're on offense and defense. There's a lot going on there. On offense, you got people blocking, you got people running routes, you got people running the ball, throwing the ball. It's just a lot for other cultures to pick up on, and that's not just the defense. Having to cover in either man or in coverage. I mean, it's just there's a lot that goes on throughout the entire sport, and it's really rough. I mean, not even to mention like punting and kicking extra points and field goals. Like, I can see how anyone from a different culture just doesn't fully understand the sport, and it's even some Americans don't even understand it. And it's fair. It's a very complex and deep sport. Not only just playing the sport, but also, the fan side of sports. It's very, very passionate. There's a lot of passionate fans throughout the college and NFL football scene. They get really into it. They tailgate. They throw parties. People, for the big championships, they'll call out sick the next day from work. I mean, people get really into the sport, and just seeing that from an outside perspective of like, why are they going and jumping on tables? Why are they waiting 2 hours outside of a game just to see people throw a football? I mean, it would be a really complex thing for not only just playing it, but also seeing the fan side of the sport too. So those things from outside cultures will be very hard to pick up on, I would find. As time passes, the sport has gotten very, very popular throughout its history. I mean, lots of different things have caused it to become more popular. One of them, of course, being how much technology has advanced. I mean, now with the TV and on your phone, on your laptop, you can watch a football game anywhere. And with that, the popularity grows, not only with the sport, but also the culture grows. So more fans will pick up on it, more people will enjoy the sport, more people will go to the games, the tailgates. I mean, everything. It's just with how much football has grown, will cause the culture to grow as well. And even playing it, I mean, it's a competitive sport. People enjoy the sport, and so as time it becomes more popular, more people will play it in turn, not just watch it. So it's a big cultural thing for Americans. When it comes to it being positive and detrimental for the culture of the U.S., I mean, anything when it comes to sport, it can be positive and negative. Some negative sides to the NFL and professional sports for football is it's a very violent sport. There's a lot of hitting. There's a lot of injuries that come with it. There's a lot of talk about concussions. Concussions is really big on the brain. It can cause CTE, which is a very long term and scary thing for people who have had concussions like that. So there is a negative side to that, and I can see why parents in America would prefer not their kid to play sport because of all those injuries. But the sport has some positive sides. I mean, a recent example was a pro football game a while back had a very serious injury to one of their players. He had a cardiac problem in his heart stopped, and a lot of questions came into that. Was, is he gonna live? Is he gonna, what's gonna come out of that? And something that was really positive throughout that was how much the culture and everyone throughout the sport really came together. They kind of set all their sides away and really grew onto this one person in this scenario. The lots of donations were came out of his foundation. A lot of people were rooting for him to get back to full health, and of course he did. And it was really, it was just beautiful seeing everyone come together and just really start to just get together and fully feel the warmth throughout the sport. I mean, that's just what sports are. People come together, people enjoy it. Even if it's your rival team, people will come together and, fight for times like serious scenarios like that. So with football, I mean, that's just a big cultural thing. I mean, people obviously throughout the culture, other cultures won't really pick up on it, but it's just kind of how it is throughout. I mean, the Nacerina article, there was, the toilets and all that. So that is all I'm going to mention today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and have a great day.